Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of Geek Culture Congress. I'm one of your hosts, always, Louis Speedy Jr. Gonzalez, accompanied by a recent friend. He contacted me on Facebook, and we started chatting it up, and we started talking about his projects. And I invited him on the show because we love to talk to independent comic book creators here on Geek Culture Congress. Big welcome to Jaydee Rosario. He is the creator of Unstoppable Comics. How you doing, sir?
I am good. Thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Okay, yeah. I see you. I got a video from you now. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a shot. Your video here. See if I can. Yeah. We got takeoff. Yeah. Look at that. Technology success. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Now you're excited. Oh, welcome to the show, sir. How you doing?
I am really excited to be here, man. I've never struggled to be on a show as much as I'm struggling right now.
Wow.
And I'm excited that we were able to pull this off.
Yeah,
man,
me too.
I need a drink for this, dude.
Me too, my friend. Mr. Jaydee Rosario, tell me more about Unstoppable Comics. Why comic books? How did you start on this journey of writing and creating this universe, right? This is all the shared universe of yours. Is the Jaydee Rosario universe?
This is the Jaydee Rosario universe. Yes,
right,
a lot to unpack. So I hope people are ready. You know what I mean? Grab a munchie.
Let's start from the beginning. In the beginning, there was.
All right. It was a full, cold, stormy night. No. Whatchamacallit? I always wanted to do comic books, right? We grew up. I'm reading stuff, being involved in this. I don't know how old you are. I was born in the 70s. So
yeah, I was born in 77.
Oh, okay. So, dude, you know what it was like in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had that pop culture influx and stuff like that. And growing up, you always think you could do it until you tried to do it, and you figure out how hard this really is.
Right.
So I started doing ash cans. I don't know if you know what ash cans are. If your listeners, your viewers know what they are. Small little printable comics off of the home printer or fanzines, and I would take that stuff to the local church basement con or synagogue, trying to build up a following with comic books. And little by little, I grew, and I spent a lot of money learning a lot of expensive mistakes. And
that's how we learn, right?
That's how you learn, dude. There's no real school for comic book creating. You know, I'm based out of New York, and we do have the Joe Kuber School. We do have SVA, but to wrap it all up into one nice, neat little package, that really doesn't exist out here. So, for lack of a better phrase, it's the school of hard knocks, right?
Yes.
It's grinding it out, doing conventions and trying to build your craft and trying to sell your wares all at the same time.
Yes, amen. That's why I try and get independent creators like yourself on the show so they can showcase their stuff, man. Because
thank you.
I remember being a person walking through those cons, and I see creators like yourself. They pay for the booth. God knows how much that cost them. The trip, they come from out of town. They're trying to push their dream, their passion, right? And people just pass them by, and don't even give them a time of day sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like So I started this venture thinking about the independent creators. Well, not just comic books too, just everything.
And thank you. We appreciate stuff like that. There's a lot of us in the community that look out for people like yourselves who are doing this, and we pass that on to each other, and we build a network because what is it? The rising tide raises all ships.
That's right.
Right. And it becomes an almost a symbiotic relationship. We need you guys as much as you need us, and in the long term, those of us who are able to last will benefit from each other doing this.
Yeah. So, tell me, what was the inspiration for Unstoppable Comics? What was your first creation?
The first creation was the Stormchaser book, which was you could call it the Avengers Super Team knockoff. Right?
I wanna pause the interview right now because I don't think we're live right now.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think the event expired because we took so long to fix it.
So if you're recording, you're recording this, yeah?
Yeah. So we're just gonna continue. I'm just gonna edit that little part out, and then we're just gonna continue, and then I'll just air this later. All right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we are live on my YouTube channel, so shout out to everyone on the YouTube channel. And
Yeah. What's
let's
up,
talk about
Streamland?
let's start again from the beginning, all right? The
Okay.
inspiration for Unstoppable Comics, the first creation, what was it?
The first creation was the Stormchasers. It's
Yeah,
a team book, and
I'm actually gonna
what
share
you would
that right
call it.
now.
It was a team book, kind of based off of the Avengers template, the Avengers archetype, right?
Uh-huh.
And I know people are going to say, "Oh, well, that's a rip of what's being popularized by Avengers and Justice League." But when you look back to storytelling, well, the Avengers is just a rip of the Magnificent Seven,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah,
And the Magnificent Seven goes back to being a rip off of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, right? And even though everyone has their own powers, their own abilities, it is another level of archetypes that go into this,
right.
and it's how these characters play.
Well, I mean, from the beginning of fiction writing, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not we're not doing nothing new. I mean, this is
No,
modern
no.
mythology, you know. This is
Right,
our Greek
right, and
heroes,
it's
you know,
our
our
spin on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
our spin on it, yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
But aside from that, it's also almost like a backdoor to, for me, Taino Indian mythology.
right.
My family comes from Puerto Rico, and I didn't know stuff like that. The mythology of those people existed until I was way into college.
Right.
So when you look at that main guy in the cover, he may look like a Superman rip, but if you take it back, it's kind of a play off of the flag of Puerto Rico. You turn it down on its side, the stars pointed downwards, and it's a different play off of actually looking like a hero's wearing the cape, like a Captain Puerto Rico. It's something different. But I want to incorporate different types of mythologies, like Taino Indian mythology, Aztec mythology, Native American mythology, things like that. Things that aren't popularized by some of the big two books. And I'm not knocking it at all. I loved, Greek, Norse, Roman mythology that was tied into that stuff. But
Right.
it didn't have those pulls to me that I was looking for growing up. So I figured, you know what, if I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, let me put my money where my mouth is with stuff that I'm interested in.
Amen, amen. Let's talk about so what are the main characters of the Storm Chasers?
So right now you got a team. It starts off with a team that's in disarray. You got the main character.
Mm.
His name is Star Striker, based in. I guess you can use the Superman archetype to it, but
Okay.
a little bit more like Shazam, based in Taino Indian mythology. You've got a Jamaican on the bottom there who is his name is Rockaway, and
Mm-hmm.
out here in New York, there's this place called Far Rockaway where I got his name from, but it's a very huge West Indian community. So it's not just Jamaican. We have Trinidadians, Tobagans, Bahamians, Guyanese, and I grew up, with that culture adjacent to my culture.
Right.
We have in the background a character named Dynasty who's based on Thai origins and
Interesting.
Thai and Burmese origins, and that's because one of my best friends growing up, well, his dad was Thai and his mom is Puerto Rican. So that I had that influence in my background growing up. We have Quetzalcoatl, the big guy with the wings in the background, based off of Aztec mythology. You have
Mm-hmm.
the lady in off to the side. She's based out of Brazil, and she used to be a motorcycle medic.
Okay.
One of the things I learned about Brazil is that they were so congested out there.
Right.
The ambulances were the first responders were on bikes, on mopeds, so they can cut through the traffic a lot easier than the ambulances could. And I always liked that concept. I brought that in there. So it's characters from all over the world, Australians, Canadians in there as well. And it's not like I'm out here playing racial bingo.
Right. No.
A
You're
lot of these characters are based off of the people that I grew up with alongside.
right.
And I said, okay, these are some of the underserved nationalities that I've noticed in comic books, and they're in my life. And if they're in my life, they should be in other people's life.
Do you
So
think
I
that
incorporated
that was
into
a
the
big
story.
inspiration for you? What's the word I'm looking for? It's inspiration for you. You think that was a big inspiration for you to have that inclusion in what you were creating?
100%.
Yeah.
100 100%. You know, going back to me for a second. You know, my
Mm-hmm.
family. I'm a descendant of Puerto Rico, and growing up, we didn't have that. You know, we had the white tiger, and I don't know about you. I'm not a sociologist or a historian, but I know there's never been a tiger that existed on the island of Puerto Rico, nor has martial arts been such a major factor out there. There you go, brother. You know what I mean? Rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Another thing was Vibe out of DC, right? And all right, he was somebody that had earth powers, but he was also a breakdancing car thief. And it's like,
Okay.
come on, man. You know, this is what I had to grow up looking for.
Yeah.
And it didn't rock with me. Not saying that I didn't buy the books. I still bought the books, but here I am, and I'm a point where I can incorporate some change and let me do that. You know, one of my first books growing up, I don't know if you remember the cover to Captain America 334. And on that cover, you had John Walker as Captain America with the sidekick Bucky, later known as Battlestar. I picked that up. All right, you're Puerto Rican. I picked
Yeah.
that up in the Pueblo of Caguas
Mm-hmm.
with one of my grandmothers, and she was Afro Latina. And here it
Right.
is, and she's showing me this book, and she goes, "Oh, look, one of them looks like you, and one of them looks like me." And that's dear to me, right? That is huge to me, and
Yeah.
that's right there front and center on an American comic book, right? And here, one of my grandmothers found a way to associate what I was into, comic books, with a deeper connection between her and I. So if I'm feeling these things growing up, I know there's other people out there who are looking for that same thing.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the rest of everything that you created here. What I really thought was really dope here that you have this awesome character guide, the old
Yeah,
school
man.
Marvel style. With
Yeah.
the
Um,
the dossier.
Dude,
Or the
I've been writing
yeah.
comic books
I want
now
to share that so
15
everybody
years
can see that.
in May, right? Our
Uh huh.
anniversary is May 29th when we
Yeah.
open the doors to Ensemble Comic Books. In that time, I've put up quite a bit of content, and I hope I didn't overwhelm you with just the stuff that I sent you. Look,
No,
there's
it's
a
cool,
lot
man. Because
more
I was like, oh
besides
man, this
that.
guy's passionate about what he's doing. I need to get this guy on the show. Because usually when I talk to creators, they're like, yeah, yeah, it's a bad habit of creators that some are just shy that don't know how to do this
Yeah, yeah,
this marketing
yeah.
part. You know what I mean?
And that's
And
one of
and
the
it's
things you
not their
got to
fault.
learn,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You got to
Unfortunately, you
learn
got
it
to
when you're
learn.
doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
The convention circuit brings it out of you.
Yes,
It really
yes,
does.
yes.
You learned how to develop your pitches and talk to people, and even if you're not comfortable, you understand. Okay, I need to get across my message to people, and doing so is going to bring me more money to create more product. And once you find those clicks, hopefully you can get over some of those stigmas that keep you from developing this portion.
Yeah. So, interesting. You didn't put it in a order of how you created the characters. You put them in alphabetical order.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Why that choice?
It's easier to put together in the table of contents. You
Okay.
know.
Because I figure like yeah, like again, like at the beginning of this interview, first there was first there was lights, then there was this character, then there was that character. But some creators think that way. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is the first guy I made. You know,
Yeah,
he's the start of my universe. Um,
yeah.
what
Let me
what else
let
was
me
there?
let me jack in my headset here
Oh
first.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
We got a little bit of
Got a little bit
feedback,
of
I think, on
kickback
my
here.
end.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're not professional here, man. We're just having a good old conversation. Okay. I told you that. I told you we're gonna have fun, regardless.
All right, all right. Let's rock and roll, baby.
All right,
Um,
dope.
yeah. So whatchamacallit? Yeah. So I built up this character guide because we've built up quite a cast of characters,
Mhm.
and you only get a few pages or a few panels to figure out who they are. So there's a lot more that went into that, and through the character guide, I dive into it. I have an opportunity to go into their backgrounds and drop some seeds of the connections between one to the next.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And I really dig this whole thing, and you even have a power grid, old school
Yeah,
power
man.
grid.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
need power grids, brother.
yeah,
You need to
yeah.
find out who's the strongest, who can beat who, stuff like that.
I really do. So, I was getting into Shield of the Interceptor. I'll let
Ah.
you start off with what is Shield of the Interceptor for everyone who is like, what are you talking about?
Well, the Interceptor is our flagship character,
Okay.
right? The story behind it is, what if there was a shield that was supposed to go with the sword Excalibur,
Okay.
and how do we go from there? I want to go back a second. I mentioned Captain America, right? Captain
Right. Right.
America was one of my favorite characters growing up, but going back to that association between Captain America and Lamar Hoskins, Battlestar, or at that time Bucky,
Mm.
um, that was the closest that I was gonna see to a Puerto Rican carrying the shield, right?
Right.
And for me, that color association, where we come from, we're all shades of the rainbow, baby, right? And
That's right.
why isn't there more representation of that? So here I am, and I've got the opportunity to do things. And while I'm building the cast, right, the the hook is to go along parallel lines, right? It's not chocolate; it's white chocolate. Okay, it's a weird marketing scheme, but what can we use that is associative to the archetype and just build slightly off of it, but in doing so, creating something brand new. And with him, you're looking at Captain America for a second, and he's a white guy based in the States, and the origins of his shield are based in science. Well, when we go to Shield of the Interceptor, he's a man of color based in the UK, and the origin of his shield is based in magic. Once I was able to make that connection, I'm like, okay, where can I go with magic in the UK? And we started to dive into Avalon. So a lot of his uh, rogues gallery and supporting cast
Mm-hmm.
come from things like Oberon, Queen Titania, Kulan, the Lady of the Lake. Tying all of that stuff in, it allows me to use the backstory of Excalibur and King Arthur, but not be bound to using those specific elements. So I'm able to explore the areas around it, tying it into my superhero universe.
Very cool. I like the whole premise of it. At least over the beginning, I started reading it. So it was
Thank
very
you.
very 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 interesting. And I'm glad that you shared. I appreciate you sharing me the whole trade paperbacks for at
Yeah,
least three of them there. And
we got to
I
hook you,
will.
bro. We got to
Yeah,
hook you. We
I
got to
will
hook
consume
others.
them.
You know.
There you go. You see, hey, you got a great ethic to this. Um,
Thanks.
let's talk about Dragonstorm. Share
Ah,
it so everyone can see what the heck we're
yes,
talking about here. Dragonstorm, the inspiration, why? This is your martial arts,
yes, yeah. The
for
martial
your Asian.
arts theme.
I'm sharing the wrong thing. I'm gonna the what was the inspiration for Dragonstorm? While I share the
Okay,
right
so
thing here.
the backstory behind Dragonstorm is
Hmm.
going back to the stuff that I loved growing up. Batman and Robin was a big inspiration for me, right?
Yeah.
But where was the teen angst? Let me go back a second.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
my father passed away when I was very young, right?
Okay.
I was 6 years old. He was the one that introduced me to comic books. So taking my life growing up and looking at Robin,
Hmm.
I was able to draw to that character more so than Batman, right? I was the kid, I was the orphan, I was the young orphan, but I grew up with this chip on my shoulder. I'm very angry as a young man,
Hmm.
and I didn't see that translated in those books. Where was the story of the teen angst? Where was the story of "You're not my father" when it comes to Batman? Right? Where is the growing of the relationship between the two characters as either father and son, or younger brother, older brother? So that premise is what got me into this, and the idea behind Dragonstorm is, what if it's the story of a hero who's forced to raise the granddaughter of his greatest villain. He doesn't want to do it, and the young lady doesn't want to be associated with them. But they're forced to stick together because each one has something that the other needs to survive. And that is my drawing factor, because Batman and Robin, what was the hook for Robin to stay with him? Right? What did he need from Batman? Yeah, there's not that automatic, oh, you're a rich person. My parents just died. I'm going to automatically live with you. No, there's a lot of character development there that went unexplored, in my opinion. So that was the concept for this going into it. It is, at the end of the day, a story about today's stepfather stepdaughter dynamic, right? Wrapped in a bow of super heroic action adventure storytelling.
That's really dope. I would like the premise of that, and I was
Thank you.
yeah, that one I didn't quite get into.
You didn't get to it yet.
Or I didn't get to it yet. I kind of thumbed through it real quick. I was
there's a lot of
he's,
fantasy.
he's gonna explain it just fine, better than me.
I mean, the story is titled Dragonstone, but the main character is the young lady that's there, Lillian. She's the one that takes center stage because she doesn't know what the hell's going on. Right. Sorry, I almost dropped an F-bomb. I don't know if I can.
No, that's fine. You can curse here, man. It's no FCC regulation, bro. You can let it loose, man. It'll be fucking all right.
All right, baby. Let's fucking do this.
I want to share the page that I've been promoting as soon as we went live here, which is unstoppablecomics.com. You got some interesting things up there. You're already on issue number 8 here, Stormchasers.
Yes. Oh. So, we've been doing this, like I said, for a little while, right? We built this up with fanzines and ash cans. From that point on, we went to expanding those 12-page stories and redoing them, what I like to call the redux, right? Because it wasn't a reboot, but it wasn't a retelling. It was just expanding on the original story into full 24-page issues.
Right.
And, people were buying it. And because I've got this great customer support behind our products, we're able to get to this point, and we were able to expand into other elements.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. And I see you're got some trading cards here.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about the trading cards. Why the trading cards? You just got a lot of
trading. Man, I wasn't prepared. Shoot, I got so when it comes down to trading cards, a kid of the 80s and the 90s, right? And Marvel came out with those cards early on.
Yeah.
It was an awesome thing. So again, it's when I pack my crowdfunding elements, right? It's one of those things that we add to stretch goals. What can I add that brings value, that is not going to tack on extra money with the shipping? It's pretty, I don't want to say easy to produce, but there's a system to do it. There's a quicker turnaround with that. So for the last, 17 Kickstarters, we've added trading cards with every Kickstarter campaign as stretch goals.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. So when people come to the cons, they can either buy the book which will have some cards randomly packed into it, or they can buy packs of cards, or they can go onto the Kickstarter and buy the whole current set as things add to it, because I need people to come to these Kickstarters. Got to incentivize them.
Yeah. So you being a I'm gonna get into the actual business of the comic book business, right? You being an actual successful Kickstarter funder, what would you tell somebody who's like, man, I got a project, I got this comic book, I got a first issue, I'm trying to get some funding for a Kickstarter. What would you tell them? As far as like
first, before you launch, do your research. And when I say that, I mean go to other campaigns that are out there, see what's working for them, see how they build it, see how they design their page, see what rewards they have added that you can afford without breaking your bank. Learn how to set a budget properly. Talk to the rest of the people that are out there. Most of them will respond to you. Not everybody, and you got to understand that. But most people out there, they're willing to help and give you information. You don't have to pay for that stuff. And if this is your first campaign, whatever you think your goal is going to be, cut it in half. Cut it in half, because you got to put skin in the game,
right?
And
no,
if it's your first, if this is going to be your first
money
rodeo,
don't make money, right?
Damn right. And if this is the first time, people want to see that. People want to say, okay, if they ponied up a couple bucks, this is not going to be all funded by us, and that'll help swing some of those people that are on the fence. Hopefully, you can grow past that. Hopefully, you can get your actual number that you need, but be prepared to do that stuff. And if this is your first time, and you could swing offset printing, do it. If not, then I understand, POD. But I'm starting to get into the business, and this is what I always talk about. This is my bread and butter. When you do POD as opposed to offset printing, you're trading short-term sales for long-term sales in the length, the longevity of your career as a creator, or your time as a creator. I don't know how many times people will pay $600 or $700 for like 200 copies, right? And then they fly through those 200 copies. They gotta buy another 200 copies, pony up another $600 plus shipping. Well, damn it, man, that $1,200, you could have gotten 1,000 books, right? And then for another $150 or 200, depending on who you're using, you could have gotten another 200 books on top of that. You wouldn't have to worry about going back into the well. You wouldn't have to worry about wasting your time. Right. You wouldn't have to worry about losing money. Right. And you got a nice cushion. You got a nice margin.
You get a better price.
Damn right.
For the job when you print.
Hell yeah, brother.
Printing a low run.
Yeah, because I mean, you're getting maybe 60 to 75 cents per unit, and you're charging $4 to $5. You can make money even if you lose a few copies. You're okay because you'll make it up in the long run.
It's tough out there, man. It's tough.
Like I said,
that's why like, tough. I need to talk to all these independent creators, or at least the ones that want to talk to me.
But it could be done. It could be done. If a webhead like me could get this far, then, it could be done, dude. All I've got is college business 101 in my back pocket. That's it. Everything else I learned hustling out there, right? And at the end of the day, this is always just a hustle. It's just in which environment are you trying to apply your hustle?
Well, man, I really wish you all the best of luck, man. I'm so happy for the realization of all your projects here on unstoppablecomics.com, Mr. Jaydee Rosario. Thank you so much. I'm going to actually want to. Is there any other projects you got working on that maybe are looking on the future that are not the top four there? Talked about today.
Yeah, brother, we are expanding. We have we got our zombie book, New York versus the World. I'm a big New York advocate, right? I got the big chip on my shoulder, and hearing way back when that, oh no, New York has never survived the zombie apocalypse. Well, I'm like, fuck that, man. Let me show you how we're gonna do it. We'll cause the zombie apocalypse just to show you how we survived the zombie apocalypse. So besides that, we have the Kickstarter, like you showed a moment ago, launching for issue number 8 of the Stormchasers. But for people that don't know, they can pick up issues 1 through 8, and that goes live this Saturday at 8:00.
That's awesome, man. That's great, man.
Thank you.
So, where that goes live on Kickstarter? That's a Kickstarter, or
that will go live on Kickstarter. Yep.
Right. Or you're gonna put the link on your website, Unstoppable Comics.
Oh, it's up there, baby.
Okay,
it's up there.
Yeah.
Right. Unstoppablecomics.com is the home of everything. But there's also Unstoppable Comics on Facebook, Unstoppable Comics on Instagram, Unstoppable COM on Twitter, because you can only use 15 letters.
That's fine. You got to make it happen.
Make it happen, brother.
There, yeah.
Make it happen. Yeah.
Let's. Where are you going? You going to any cons? You doing anything in person?
Dude, I was supposed to be doing
anywhere.
Yeah, I was supposed to be doing MegaCon.
Okay, that's big,
in
man.
the middle of the month. I know. But we had a few scheduling conflicts, so we pulled out of MegaCon, and that was going to be my first big con of the year. But as a New Yorker, home field advantage. We're looking at the New York Comic Con, and I know you're way down there in Florida, brother.
Yeah.
But
in
if
Tampa,
you get a
man.
chance,
The Tampa Comic Con's in the end of July.
Really?
Yes, sir. That's a 3-dayer.
Oh.
Come to Tampa, my friend.
I'm gonna reach out. Is that from the same people?
It's not as big as Orlando. It's not as big as Orlando.
Okay.
It's so good. It's it's another company. It's not the same company.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, it's these other guys that do I think they do North Carolina. I think they do a handful of things. Yeah.
Okay.
The Tampa Con is their big one.
Yeah. Okay.
The Tampa Con is their big one.
Brother, I packed the trunk and we rock and roll, man. We've done C2E2, we've done Philly. I did Puerto Rico Comic Con a few times before the pandemic.
Man, that's awesome.
Dude, that was awesome, brother.
Yeah.
They're really steeped in that whole manga anime environment. I remember watching, Voltron back there before it even showed up here in the States. Messenger was big, and the way they treat the Power Rangers and Pokemon out there, man, bro, you would think those were Marvel and DC properties.
Oh yeah, no, it was big, man. It was big.
Big, brother, big.
Yeah, especially Messenger Z. And we're seeing
Oh
Messenger
man,
Z,
I loved it.
Messenger Z on the Spanish station, and then I'll go to the store and rent it, and it's like, wait a second, this says Transor Z.
I know. I was like, I couldn't get into it, But
and then when you popped in, I was like, oh yeah, it is. It was confusing. It was a confusing time. It was not easy, ladies and gentlemen, back then.
No, man, no. But I loved it. I loved it because in New York we weren't getting that. That wasn't happening over here, man.
I was I still am big into Robotech, and I remember seeing in the stores the Clash of the Bionoids. I was like, wait a second, this looks like Robotech, but what is this? And he took it home and was like, oh my god, this is horrible. What is this? But the animation looked great.
Dude, I don't know how it got from that very stylish, emaciated body look to the big-eyed look. I didn't see that transition, but it was there. It was
the style, the animation style, the way they draw. They were evolving the way they were producing because they had to produce fast. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I want to talk about what are you into right now? What's your inspiration right now? The things that you watch, are you into Marvel stuff, MCU, Star Wars, what everything?
Dude,
everything, a little bit nothing.
I'm into everything that I have time to watch.
Yeah.
Whenever I can,
Are you down for Doctor Strange this week?
I am down, just not this weekend.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
You think the Strange? You as being a writer, do you think this Doctor Strange movie? And I always say this to people. I'm glad that my friend Neil brought this up.
What's up, bud?
Do you think that that the complexity of something like Doctor Strange and multiverses and stuff like that is going to lose the average flyby?
I am glad you brought that up because I was going to say that. I am worried about that. I hope it doesn't. But the average viewer is going to be coming to people like us. Like, what did that mean? What did that mean?
What is that?
Yeah, man.
And I get that all the time.
Like, the Batman flick that came out. I couldn't watch the whole thing.
I don't understand. Why do people like that? Or I liked it, but that's not the Batman I'm used to. Or
dude, I fell asleep.
I got it all. Yeah.
I fell asleep after the diner scene. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but if you've seen it, the diner scene.
If you haven't seen it yet, you ain't about that life.
Right. But it's like, people were asking about, why did he keep telling them to hush? Right. And I had to go into the whole Tommy Elliott thing. And I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. Right. For me, the Batman, you could have put the Crow into that flick and it would have been the same movie. Right. Moon Knight, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that right now.
It's kind of like when you get a version of something that you're not feeling it's just like when a new writer and artist take over a book and they say it takes it a different route that you were like I'm not feeling this. Maybe I'll be back when they make another change again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least you gave it a shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't even okay, this person is gone.
It could have been Morbius. It could have been worse.
Oh, dude, I'm not even wasting my time. I'm like, why did that even happen, man? Why did that even happen?
That's horrible, man. That's horrible.
That was like, and I have no interest in Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter. Dude, everybody sweats Kraven the Hunter, and it's like he only had really one good story. That was it.
Yeah.
It was it.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I popped for the Hawkeye stuff. Whatchamacallit? I'm excited that Pacific Rim. Into the Black just came back. Season 2 came back.
Yeah. I dug the big robots. I don't care.
Yeah, man.
Animated right now. I'm into that whole animated show right now.
I just got around to watching finishing up the Vox Machina.
Vox Machina, yeah. So dude, you get all the Dungeons and Dragons references in that.
I didn't get all of them, but I was into it.
You know how I'm gonna ruin it for everybody who's been watching, right? So if you ever play Dungeons and Dragons, and your dungeon master sends a black dragon out after you, he's trying to get your characters.
Oh, really?
He's coming for your paper. He's coming for your character sheet.
Really?
Yeah. So that whole show was kickstarted by people who were voice actors who do Dungeons and Dragons thing. So that whole animated show is an actual game, is an actual dungeon master session.
Are you serious?
Dungeons and
They
Dragons
just
system.
took the geek out to another level.
They took it to another level. They just said this whole session that we did was so awesome. Let's make a show out of it.
That is
and they got people to
fucking cool.
kickstart it. Yeah, that's how the show came about. So if that's the first character that was in that original, game, I was like, man, that's a gangster dungeon master, because he sent he sent almost practically the devil to go kill those characters like in the beginning of the game. And
So is that like the other one that was on Netflix, the Arcane? That was
no, Arcane is League of Legends. That's based on a video game.
Oh, okay. I was feeling that the storyline between the two sisters. I was like, okay, I dug that big time, man. It had that art style of Into the Spider-Verse a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with that. Dude, it's like whatever I get a chance to sit down and watch with the wife when we get a few minutes, then we will.
All right, so voy a competir esto con algunos de los canales que tengo en español, como lamezcla.com. I'm gonna share it on my because I'm a Latin DJ as well. So si quieres compartir alguna palabra en español, la toda la gente que no capiche de inglés mucho.
Muchísimas gracias para sentar aquí con nosotros, and thank you for your time, baby.
Yeah. The website, ladies and gentlemen, is unstoppablecomics.com. Go check out all the great stuff, man. I'm gonna share I'm getting a kick out of the character dossiers, the character guide.
Dude, that's a big seller for us, bro.
It's fun, man.
Yeah, man.
It's fun.
Do you remember getting those old DC Who's Who books and the Marvel Universe handbooks? That was it,
stuff.
Man.
I love that stuff. Then you read like little detail, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why. Happens.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, growing up here in I don't want to say in the hood, but in Brooklyn, comic books were always part of my life. That's how mom kept me off the streets from being a knucklehead. Right? As long as I was home reading a book, she was happy. Yeah. And then on Saturdays, we'd go to grandma's house, and the bodega on the corner, the guy was selling books for 50 cents a pop.
There you go.
So for $2, I was like, when we go to grandma's house, man?
Yeah.
And I was always picking.
And it's a good day.
Yeah, bro. Comic books have always been in my life. So, I don't want to be altruistic and say I'm trying to give back, but I hope there's somebody out there who's, like me as a little kid, looking for just something else, something different.
Excellent, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Well, it's no problem, man. I have loads of patience.
Dude, when are you going to come up for New York Comic Con?
I want to. I probably won't be able to this year. But it's always the first week of October, right?
Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, Columbus Day weekend. So I think it's the second week then, right?
Yes.
So that I think I pulled all my vacation days from work, so I won't be able to do it this year. But yeah. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see, because there's no. Is there San Diego Comic-Con this year?
I don't know. I think they said there was some special edition last weekend.
I think there's nothing, because
really?
If that's the case, that means all the big announcements are going to happen at New York Comic-Con this year.
I hope so, dude.
Yeah, and that's going to be big.
Bro,
that's going to be pandemonium. Like the whole city's going to be shut down.
Dude, let me talk to you about.
All the stars are going to be there and everything.
Two big things that happened at New York Comic-Con last year.
Okay.
All right. One was for us on setup day, right? They had Dave Grohl give a private concert for the vendors and the exhibitors. Okay. I'm a huge Foo Fighters fan, and I'm like, woo, that blew my mind, right? And then on Friday, the last panel of the night was the Ghostbusters panel. Everybody went there, chilling, ready to see, Paul Rudd, the mom, Reitman, and his son, and the rest of the cast. And they did. It was a great experience. And instead of dimming the lights to show them a little snippet of the flick, they got to see the whole movie, bro.
Oh, wow. That's dope. That's great. That's excellent.
When have you ever heard of something like that happening? And so there's experiences like that you just can't miss, Papa.
Yeah, man, that's excellent, man. I'm gonna try and make it there, man. But go visit the store, ladies and gentlemen, and consume everything and anything that's on unstoppablecomics.com. Go do it right now, okay? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks
Mr.
for having
Jaydee
me, brother.
Rosario.
I
Yeah, man.
appreciate you so
Yeah.
much.
Let's talk about your artist, man, before we sign off
Yeah,
fully,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like to talk about the artist, man.
Who do you want to know about?
Everybody, all the artists that you're working with.
All right, so we got Russ Leach out of the UK, and he did Doctor Who and Ben 10 over there for Panini.
Oh man, it's big.
Yeah, I got Andres Barrero and I got Carlos Granda, who are coming out of Colombia. They do solid work, man. Carlos did the cover right there in the Stormchasers. Andres did the cover there on Dragonstorm and on Origins. I've got Michael Summers, a Floridian, like yourself, who has colored about 95% of our product. So he's our glue. You know what I mean? You look through the stuff and you know this is our world because he's made it shine like that.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me. And we've got I can't believe I gotta say this part, but I got a Boston guy. As a New Yorker, it's hard for us to work with Boston guys.
Sometimes you gotta outsource,
But his name is Craig Shepard. He's out of Boston, and he's done quite a bit of work with us as well. And then we've got a lot of people who, can't contribute to a monthly title, or a quarterly title, can't do a full thing, but we find a way to work with them. That's one of the other reasons we have the character guide. So people who can do pinups with us, you know what? They've got contributions. People that I want to work with. Hey, can you add a pinup to the character guide? And it gives us at least some footing to work with in the future.
Excellent, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, unstoppablecomics.com. Get the books right now. Mr. Jaydee Rosario, thank you so much for coming to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me, brother.
And when you got something new, man, hit me up. We'll do it again.
Yeah,
if I catch you at a con, we'll do it right there on the spot.
Well, besides Florida, what other cons are you doing?
I said I'm not doing. I did Tampa and I did Orlando.
Okay.
And I got so much content that I'm still not done with putting all the art stuff up.
Very cool.
So I don't want to, I want to give everyone the opportunity,
Yeah.
So I feel bad. So I don't want to go and then pile on more, and then I'm going to be like, who didn't I record? You know what I mean? And then a lot of the same people are going to be there anyway this year. So, I have a feel. So sometimes there's a handful of new people, but I want to get through those first. Plus, I'm really busy with my other stuff, so with DJing and things like that. So and it's gonna be hard for me to go for MegaCon this year. I can't go for MegaCon this year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I might. I don't know what. My Friday night gig just kind of canceled, so I might just go out there maybe for one day. I don't know.
You know what bugged me about
slow day. Friday's the slow day, so that's the good day to walk around and talk to people.
Well, they're 4 days this year. They're Thursday, Friday. They're half a day on Thursday.
Right.
But the thing is, it's like, I love it, but there's so much underutilized space over there.
Yeah.
Like in the pandemic, they could have utilized the entire space by spreading everybody out. But prior to the pandemic, everybody could.
Did you go 2021?
No, I went 2 years.
I would have got an interview with you already because I literally was there all weekend. Yeah,
I was there 19, dude. 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2021 is like they had like a big buffer before, it was like you had to go through here, then go through there, then go through there, then go through there, then go through here, then you're on the floor.
Dude, and it's like, I ran a convention here in New York. We had 170 vendors. We had over 3,000 people attend. And it was the unfortunate weekend before the weekend that Kobe Bryant passed away. We had a great con, and then 2 months later, everything shuts down. So here I am, and I had the itch to do another convention again. But it's like, I'm scared to be the cause of anybody getting sick.
Yeah.
Even now in this environment, I don't want that on my conscience.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah, I understand. All right, brother. Let's remind everyone once again, unstoppablecomics.com. Go check out the comic books at unstoppablecomics.com and support Jaydee Rosario's vision for comic book future that he has. And last question before we leave.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. We had no rhyme or reason to our interview today, but it's okay.
I blew it from the beginning. I'm so
That was
sorry.
all right. That's okay. Yeah, that's all right. I gotta reschedule this so everyone can watch it again. So
I'm down to come back, bro. I'm down, man.
No. I'm gonna take this recording. I'm gonna schedule it to make it go live right now. So it could be live on the other thing. So so if you see the little alert that I'm live again, that's what I did. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All these characters, they exist in the same universe, or you have them
Yes.
separated.
Yes. So the only thing right now that is separate is the zombie book.
Okay.
And then we have 3 more properties that are going to be unfolding within the next 18 months. Of those 3 properties, only one ties back into the superhero universe. The other 2 are being developed independent of the superhero stuff, independent of the zombie stuff. We kind of like stocks.
It's comic book, so you can make something happen, and things can get together. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, there is a peppering. There's cross pollination. So you'll see somebody wear the shirt. You'll see a poster or something else in the background.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. UnstoppableComics.com, Mr. Jaydee Rosario. Thank you so much for coming on the show, sir. And
thank you for having me, brother.
Have a good evening, rest of your night, and rest of your week, and good luck.
Likewise.
Stuff, okay.
Good night,
see you in
everybody.
Tampa. Try and make Tampa, okay?
I will.
All right, brother. Have a good night. Bye.